So, welcome everyone. Welcome to our webinar, Blockchain Development with .NET. I believe you all are doing awesome wherever in this globe you are. I'm Rizwan Ansari, your today host, and this event is hosted by Cloud Expert Group and .NET Golf jointly. So today we are in the world of technologies where and it's evolving every day. So day by day technology is going and lots of new technologies are coming. So blockchain is one of the cutting edge technologies which uses cryptography algorithm, and its implementation is mostly seen in financial applications, cryptocurrencies, NFT. Now Web3 is coming where it will be implemented and so on. So, but not only that, it can be implemented in numerous other applications. It can have a several use cases and business scenario or real case scenario where we can implement the blockchain. So let me explain the block, or in a simple term, blockchain is a system of maintaining the information. Now it store the data in such a way that it makes it difficult or almost impossible to change, hack, or do any fraudulent activities. So you'll know more details about how it works, what are the terminologies, and how we can do the development of blockchain with the .NET platform. So we have seen like lots of other platform are there where blockchain are developed. So blockchain algorithms are there, platforms are there. But in today's session, we will show how you can develop the blockchain applications, also the platform within the .NET ecosystem. So without taking further time, I would like to invite Ms. Satya Karki, a blockchain developer at a Stratus platform. She's also a Microsoft, CSAP Corner MVP with 11 years of working experience in software development and implementation. In addition to that, she's also an MCT. So let me introduce her here. Mm, Yes, Satya. So now you can go on and you can share your screen.
Yeah, can you hear me? Thank you, Rizwan.
Welcome.
So first, let me share my screen.
Okay. Yeah, we can see your screen. Uh,
Okay, I think my presentation is visible to you.
yeah, it's visible. Okay, go on.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's session, Blockchain Development with .NET. It is a series of the blockchain development with .NET, where you will learn basic of the blockchain to how to develop the blockchain-based solution in .NET. So let me introduce myself. I'm Satya Karki. I work as a blockchain developer at Stratus platform. I'm CSAP Corner MVP. I'm Microsoft certified trainer. With this overall, I have more than 10 years of professional experience in software development and the data, especially using Microsoft technologies. So let's begin the session with agenda. This is our today's agenda. Firstly, I will introduce what is blockchain, its a core concept and the scope of the blockchain. And I will talk about the some key components of the blockchain and then go for the who provides the .NET blockchain development platform for the .NET developers that we will explore. And then I will introduce the smart contract and how we can set up the smart contract development environment inside the Visual Studio and how we can use the C# language to develop the smart contract. That demonstration I will do in today's session. And at the end of the session, there will be question and answering sessions. If you have any queries, or any concern regarding the blockchain and the blockchain development in .NET, you can ask any questions at the end of the session. Blockchain is one of the fastest growing cutting edge of technology. Many enterprise and the corporate organizations are looking into the use cases and implementation of blockchain technology. In simple terms, we can understand that the blockchain is a computer program and data. Blockchain is a shared, secure and distributed ledger which keeps all the transaction in a different geographical location, and the transaction in the blockchain is immutable. So once the data or the transaction is stored into the blockchain system, we cannot modify it or we cannot reverse the transaction back. In blockchain, the cluster of the data is kept in a block that has a unique identifier and a history. Blocks keep transaction information, for example, the date, time, digital signature of the user. Blockchain is a connection of network of the devices such as computers and mobiles, and whoever the devices connected with the blockchain, that the one device is considered as a one node. Blockchain is a decentralized solution that uses a decentralized database. There is no central authority to control the database and the system. Even the public blockchains are open source. Anyone can check the code. How does the code logic behind these blockchains, how it stores the data, what is the consensus algorithm written inside the blockchain code or the projects, that everyone can see that thing. So there is no central authority. It is a community based. Whoever runs the blockchain software in their device, they keep the one copy of the database on their system. So there it is a decentralized and distributed to the different geographical location. And the application that are based on the blockchain, we call the DApp, decentralized application. And if the application is related with the finance, for that we use the term DeFi, decentralized finance. And GameFi is another term that is used for the gaming. These days, the play-to-earn gamings are developed using the blockchain, where the players are the owners. They keep their own copy of the database. They can use the cryptocurrency, NFTs, or the other things, and they earn the money while playing the game. So this way, the games are developing and evolving these days. Blockchain uses consensus rules to make sure the data is consistent across the nodes. Blockchain uses cryptography, which ensures the participants or the nodes or the users to trust the data. Blockchain provides the trust, security, transparency, and the traceability of the data shared across a network. So this is the secure system up to date. I would like to highlight some key components of the blockchain that you need to know to understand what is blockchain. Consensus algorithm, encryption, hashing, peer-to-peer network, decentralized and the distributed database. These are the key components of the blockchain. Consensus algorithm is one component of the blockchain. In blockchain, there is a general agreement on the protocol by each participant or the nodes. Based on this agreement, blockchains are created. This agreement is known as a consensus rules or the protocol on the blockchain. This consensus algorithm is written into the blockchain code. Simply, the meaning of the word consent is a consensus is a came from the consent, which means even if a parties or the participant disagree or denied, there is an overall agreement or a consent to go or the move forward in order to resolve the dispute in the blockchain. If the majority of the nodes or the participant agree on the blockchain content, then it will go or the move forward. Nodes uses the consensus protocol to agree on the blockchain content. Every node must agree to the network verified transactions to be permanently incorporated into the blockchain network. The main purpose of the consensus rule is to make sure that the single chain is used and followed by the every participant or the nodes on the network without the need of central authority. If there is a major disagreement ever occur on the consensus protocol, then this may eventually result into a hard fork, because of the which it is split the single chain into the two separate chains. And each node on the blockchain keeps the exact same copy of the data in the blockchain. Cryptographic keys is another component of the blockchain that helps to make the blockchain more secure. Blockchain uses the cryptography to send the data throughout the network, providing that the safety and the integrity of the data without any compromise. Hence, this provides the privacy to the users, prove the ownership of the assets, and secure the information on the network. Cryptography is used and implemented all over the network protocol onto all the information that is stored and transacted on the blockchain network. This provides the cryptographic proof and secure the claims to the users and asset on the blockchain. Cryptography provides the security and the integrity of the data. In short, we can say it's implemented on all over the network nodes. It provides the privacy to the users and the users' data. It provides the cryptographic proof and the security claims to assets on the blockchain. Blockchain uses digital signature to sign the transaction from the code level. Inside the codes, the logic is written to sign the transaction of the user from the user's information. In a blockchain, asymmetric cryptography is used to generate a key pair. There are two types of the cryptography, symmetric and the asymmetric. I think we all know this. Blockchain uses the asymmetric cryptography and the hash function. This key pair contains the private key and the public key. In asymmetric cryptography that is used in the blockchain, we generate the two keys, private key and the public key. Public key is used to create an address for the wallet. You might have already heard. Wallet is a software which is used to store or send and receive the cryptocurrency or the digital assets. And the wallet has an address that is used to send and receive the funds or the used to store the crypto asset or the any digital asset. So this public key is used to create an address of the wallet which is used to receive the transaction, and you can share this address with the others to send the funds. So this is a public key that is used to create the address, and that address you can share with your friends or the anyone whenever you need to receive or you need to ask them to send the fund to you. So you can share that wallet address for the sending and receiving purpose of the cryptocurrency or the crypto asset. And private key is used to sign the transaction. Digital signature provides the verification and authentication of the ownership of the users on the blockchain. Using this cryptographic digital signature, user can sign the transaction, verifying that he or she is the owner of that digital asset. Encryption is another component that the blockchain use. Encryption is a most critical tools used in cryptography. It is a way to make the message or the data unreadable to the unintended users, and the readable can be decrypted and make it readable to the intended user or for the sender or the recipient of the transaction. Encryption is a way to make the data and the message unreadable, and blockchain uses this to secure the information from the unintended users. Hashing is another technology or the components that is implemented on the blockchain. Hashes ensures the data is consistent and not altered. It is the method of the cryptography that converts any form of the data into the unique text in the string form. Whatever the data type or the data size, any data can be hashed. Blockchain uses this hashing function. For example, in a .NET, we can use the SHA-256 and the compute hash built-in function to hash the any data. So in the blockchain, we use the hashing methods to hash and make the unique text from the data. So another term you will heard a lot in the blockchain is the smallest unit of a data storage. And the blockchain is a chain of the blocks. Each block consists the cryptographic hash of the earlier block and a timestamp and the transaction data. So the block keeps the timestamp transaction data, such as the amount of the transactions or the other informations, and it has its own hash. So the another block keeps the previous block hash. This hash is tied with this one timestamps, own data, and the own hash. So they form the chain, and the blockchain is a chain of the data. Transaction data existence is proved by the timestamp. As each block contains the previous block information, they form a chain where each additional block reinforces the one before it. So the blockchain is resistant to the modification, as each block keeps the information of the previous block, and the data in any block cannot be altered retroactively without modifying the subsequent block. For example, if you want to update any information that is already stored on this block, then this block contains the timestamp and this contains the previous block information. So if you want to change anything here, then you will have to change here also. If we change anything here, then this block gives the information of this block, so we have to change here. If anything change here, then we have to change here. So this is not possible without updating entire block. So in the blockchain, data is immutable. We cannot update it. Beside this, the blockchain uses the file system database such as LabelDB, RocksDB, and so on, which is immutable. There is no update method, or we don't have any update mechanism on those database, and we cannot update the data, modify, and alter any data. So node is another term you will heard a lot in the blockchain space. The computer or the device where the blockchain runs is called as a node, and they communicate with each other through the peer-to-peer network protocol. So there is no central authority or the central system from there the computer or the devices access. They runs the software inside their own devices, and they form a chain and they communicate through the peer-to-peer network protocol. Each node in a blockchain keeps an exact copy of the database and runs the same blockchain code. Blockchain code uses the consensus rules, and the nodes where the blockchain code or the blockchain runs becomes the decision maker on the consensus algorithm. So when to update the entire database, or when to discard any transactions or the data insertion in the database, the nodes are responsible for this. These are the decision maker on the blockchain content. There are some more blockchain technology terminologies that you need to learn, and that may help you to understand the blockchain. Let me show you the blockchain terminologies. So this is my own blog site. You can search the commonly used blockchain terminologies, and if you get idea about the block height, block address, wallet, what is node, what is distributed network, encryption, what is gas, the term we use in the blockchain space, transaction fee, what is Genesis block. Genesis block is the very first block created on the blockchain network. So there are several terms and the terminologies that we need to understand first to understand the blockchain. So you can get this information and you can go through this one by yourself. Beside this, I have just shortly introduced the blockchain. Blockchain is a vast. If you want to detail understanding of the blockchain, there is another article that you can check. This is my own article from the research.com. You can understand the blockchain in a depth. What is blockchain, when to use blockchain, where to use blockchain, key components of the blockchain, and how does the data get stored and updated on the blockchain. So there is no update in the already stored database in the blockchain. So you can check by yourself how the data stores and how the data discarded or when does it inserted into the database. You can understand by detail checking this article by yourself. So now going back to the presentation, let's come where we can use the blockchain. We can use the blockchain in international trade and commodities. We can use blockchain in supply chain management. We can use blockchain in energy and identity management. Additionally, we can use a blockchain in Internet of the Things. We can use blockchain in government sector or the project. Several government around the world doing the research and the huge investment to learn how they can implement and use the blockchain technology in their government sector and the projects. So they are doing the research and some of the governments have already implemented. Similarly, we can use the blockchain in healthcare and medicine. We can use blockchain in automotive. We can use the blockchain in gaming. As I already told how these days the games are built using the blockchain technology. And what is the term that the gamify is a term that we use for the games that are built on the blockchain technology. And NFT is another area there we can implement and use the blockchain technology. And this is you might have heard the Web3 next generation of the web. There also we can use the blockchain. And another area is metaverse. In the metaverse, you can use blockchain and DeFi, decentralized finance also, we can use the blockchain technology. Similarly, we can use the blockchain we can use the blockchain in the crypto exchanges and the decentralized finance. So let me move to the next. Furthermore, I would like to highlight some points in the future scope of the blockchain technology. We can use the there are a huge scope of the blockchain and we can learn and we can develop our career in the blockchain technologies such as the blockchain experts developers will be in a huge demand. Now also they are in a huge demand and the blockchain developers gets the lucrative salary and the benefits. There will be the huge research and the PhD positions in the future. Now also presently also we can find several research positions for the blockchain technology and smart contract contract developers. In the future, there will be the more implementation of blockchain in banking and finance. Similarly, there will be the more smart contracts for better law and regulation. There will be the more blockchain technology implemented in the government sectors that I already mentioned that the several governments around the world are looking into the use cases and doing research how they can use the blockchain in their government projects. In the future, there will be the more national cryptocurrency. You might have heard the several governments are looking and doing the research how they can develop the national cryptocurrencies using the blockchain technology. There will be the more companies and the solutions based on the blockchain in the future. Similarly, the blockchain will be implemented for the Internet of the Things connection as well. There are several blockchain providers such as Stratus, Bitcoin, Ethereum, IBM, and Polygon, and several other blockchain providers are there. Among them, we will go for the one who provides the platform for the CSAP and .NET skill sets. So the Stratus platform is the one who provides the blockchain development platform for the CSAP and .NET developers. So today we will explore about the Stratus platform, and we will set up the smart contract template for the Stratus Stratus blockchain, and we will develop the smart contract using the CSAP language and the Visual Studio.
Yes, so here we are going to know about how we can do development with .NET and C#, right, Satya?
Yes.
So this is the platform like Stratus platform. This is it has its own blockchain platform which we can use to develop any kind of applications with .NET or even with other platform. It has a SDK as well. So, but this entire platform itself is built with the .NET technologies. Am I correct?
Yes. Yes. As the main our core blockchain solution is developed using the Microsoft .NET Core framework, and now we are moving to the .NET 6. So our main blockchain core blockchain solution is developed using the .NET and the C# language. Beside that, our smart contract, you can find the template to develop the
Mhm.
smart contract using the Visual Studio and the C# language, as well as you can use the Visual Studio Code.
Mm. That's great. It means like we have already the template available in the Visual Studio, which we can use
Yes.
and develop using .NET ecosystem.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Satya. Anyway, you can continue. I can see like your camera is not working. If you want, you can adjust it and we can again resume it.
Yeah. Okay. Let me check what's problem here.
Yeah. So I guess audience already got some idea about blockchain and its terminologies and also like about node blocks. So those are the good terms that you actually we got some idea about uh, what blockchain and what are its terminologies. So with that now upcoming session like upcoming we will see how we can develop with the .NET and writing code in C#. So yeah, Satya, now you may continue.
Yeah, sure. Give me the 1 second.
So actually, Satya is having some technical issue, so she is fixing in her side, actually preparing her environment to show the demo. Now you can continue.
Yeah,
I think it's okay,
okay.
Satya.
Okay, let me continue. So the Stratus platform is the one that provides the blockchain development platform for the CSAP and the .NET developer. So I will go and shortly introduce the what is Stratus platform. Stratus Group is a UK-based blockchain company which provides the platform for the CSAP and the .NET blockchain solutions. So, and it was founded in 2016. We Stratus provides both the public and the private blockchain solutions. And Stratus empowers the developers to build the enterprise-grade blockchain solutions for current industries by utilizing their CSAP and .NET skill sets. Our blockchain is easy to learn, adapt, and integrate with the new and existing enterprise applications. Beside this, Status provides the different products like the full node. This is our core of the blockchain, which is developed fully using the .NET and the C# language. And we have a smart contract, we have sidechain, digital identity, distributed ledger technology, DLT, and many more other products are there. We provide the blockchain as a service that we call the BaaS, which is available on the Microsoft Azure. You can go to the Azure Marketplace and search the Stratus blockchain, and this blockchain as a service is free. You can install and you can run into the Azure. We provide all the necessary platforms, technologies, infrastructures to build and implement enterprise-level blockchain solutions. Stratus blockchain is an open source and anyone can visit our GitHub, and we have our own academy for the learning. So you can go to the academy.statusplatform.com, and where you will find a lots of information or the articles related with the blockchain, what is blockchain, to the how our blockchain is built using the .NET and the C# languages, and how you can use this blockchain to develop the blockchain based applications. As this blockchain is fully based on the .NET technologies, and you can get all the resources and the materials so that the developers having the no previous experience in the blockchain also can pick up our blockchain and become the proficient in short space of time. If you are a .NET developers, then it is very easy for you to start your blockchain development journey using Stratus platform. So today we will develop the smart contract using the C# language and the Visual Studio. So before going to the demonstrations or the hands-on, I would like to introduce what is a smart contract. So the smart contract is a computer program where the parties have a consent on predetermined conditions of the agreement. A smart contract enables trusted and the secure agreements or the arrangements to be carried out without the need of a central authority. A smart contract stores and self-executes on the blockchain network, so there is no central authority or the central persons who runs these contracts. If we deploy it into the blockchain network, it runs based on the conditions, predefined conditions and the code logic. The smart contract is a main part to make a blockchain-based solutions. It is a program that contains the if-else, conditions, and the agreements. Simply, we can say it's a business logic of a blockchain application. So the smart contract can be used in a finance, it can be used in the voting, it can be used in the gaming, delay repay scheme, real estate, and the many more. Wherever you can use the blockchain, you can use the smart contract. And the smart contract is a main thing to make a blockchain-based application or the decentralized application, DeFi or the GameFi. And DApp, DeFi, GameFi are made up of using one or the more smart contract as a backend and a web front end. So for the web front end, you can use any front-end framework such as the Angular, React, or the any languages or the anything that you are familiar and you have a skill sets. And for the backend, you can use the C# language to develop the smart contract and deploy into the Stratus blockchain, and you can build the decentralized or the blockchain-based application. So for the getting started thing, now we'll go for the demonstration. For the smart contract development using the C# and the Visual Studio, it is obvious that you need to have a knowledge of the C#, and you need to have a Visual Studio 2019 or the later version. Alternatively, we can use the Visual Studio Code as well. But for today's demonstration, I will show you how we can set up the available project template into the Visual Studio to develop the smart contract in the Visual Studio, and then we will get familiar with the simple hello world contract. So for that purpose, we will follow this article. So this is the article. Here we will today set up the smart contract template in Visual Studio, and then we will create a first smart contract project using the template in the Visual Studio and get familiar with the Hello World contract. So now let me open my Visual Studio. So this is the Visual Studio. We will go and first set up a smart contract template inside the Visual Studio. So I'm using Visual Studio 2022. You can use the Visual Studio 2029 or the 22. It depends upon the you, but I recommend to use the latest version of the Visual Studio. So from the command terminal, to install the any new template, this is the command .NET new, and then we can write that's the install and the template name. For the Stratus smart contract template, we can write .NET new dash install Stratus smart contract template the CLI. This is the command using which we can install the template inside the Visual Studio. So you can write this here and you can enter the template will be installed. Once it is installed, you will get the smart contract template inside it like this, as I have already installed in my machine, so I'm not executing this command. But once it installs, we can just run this .NET new dash list to list the newly installed project template in the Visual Studio. So I can run this and show you. So we will use this command .NET new list. So here you can see the newly installed the template. I have this Stratus smart contract template. So the template is already available in my machine. If you don't have, you can run that commands that I already mentioned it, and you can follow my article also. So we have our environment in this machine. Now we will go and create our first smart contract project in the Visual Studio. So let me open my Visual Studio again. So now we will go and create a new project here. And once you template installed, you have to restart your Visual Studio. So that I have already restart, and you can source typing the Stratus or the Stratus smart contract. So here you can see the template. So I'm selecting the template, and now we'll go and create a new project. I'll select another location. Demo hello world contract. Capitalize this. So we are creating our first smart contract project. So once it is created, you can see the my contract class is created by default. I will rename this as a hello world contract. So it is renamed. Now let's go and check to the article again. So if you have any issues installing the smart contract template in the Visual Studio, here is a video. You can check this video also how to install it. So we have created project, and we have came. Sometimes you might get issue that once you install also you will not be able to find the template. For that time you can go to the tools options, and you can go to the environment and the preview features. You can select the this, click OK. The solution is available here. This can happen if you are using the Visual Studio, but for the Visual Studio 2022, I never faced these issues. Hope you will also not face. If you face also, solution is here. You can follow this. So we have created and we have renamed the contract. So now the first line in the your contract class will be the using a status dot the smart contract namespace. This thing will be the your first line, and let me go back to the Visual Studio again. So this is our first line, and here this inherits the smart contract. And the first parameter in the constructor must be the I smart contract state. And if you have any other parameters, you have to write after this. So some rules that you need to know while you are developing the smart contract is available here. So the deployment of the smart, once you develop the smart contract, you have to deploy it onto the blockchain network. And the deployment of a contract involves calling the constructor of the smart contract class. That's why any initialization of the smart contract should be in the constructor. If we need any parameter in the smart contract, then we can pass in the constructor. All smart contract in a CSAP inherits the smart contracts. Our also inherited the smart contract like this in our Visual Studio. We have already seen. Smart contract constructor gets run when the contract is created for the first time, and the contract must override the base class constructor and inject I smart contract state. So I have already shown you in the Visual Studio the first parameter should be I smart contract state, and if you need any other parameters in the, then you have to pass in the constructor. After this you can put the comma, and then you can pass the any other parameter. So in the constructor, the first parameter must be the object of an I smart contract state interface as shown in the below code. And if you have any other, you can write after this. So now for the smart contract, hello world smart contract, we will write a greeting property. The propagator and the setters in the CSAP is same that we can write into our status smart contract. So the propagator setters is almost same. So if you are a CSAP developers, then it's easy for you. You will understand this. Here the persistent state, we will create the property, private string, the greeting property, and we use the persistent state. So I will talk about what is persistent state. The persistent state belongs to the smart contract class, which facilitates to store and retrieve of the data. In this case, we are storing the string data, so we are creating. We will create private string greeting. Smart contract data is stored as a series of the key value pairs. In a blockchain, data is stored as a key and the value. For example, in the SQL, we'll keep the data into the column name and the value. But in the blockchain, we store the data in the key and the value. And in this example, as we are going to write the hello world, and we will display the greeting. This greeting is a key, and the value we will pass the hello world or something text that we like to put on the greeting. That will be the value. So key is a greeting and the value we will write later. Okay. As we don't need to use the greeting property outside of the class, we'll write a private property. But unlike the CSAP method, CSAP properties of the smart contract cannot be called outside of the class, even though they are the public. If we make a public property in this smart contract also, we cannot call this property outside of this class, meaning that if we create a public property in our hello world contract or any of the contract code, we cannot access that property outside of this class in the smart contract. So that you have to note this point. Now we will initialize the greeting. So now first we will create this greeting property. I'm just copying this from here. So we are writing the private string property, and this persistent state get string, and the set string sets the value of this string, and the blockchain stores the data in the key and the value pair. For that purpose, we use a persistent state. And now we can initialize this greeting. This dot the greeting is equals to anything, or for example, the hello world can write here and can set it. And now we will write a method that returns this property. So we can go back to the articles. Now we will write simple contract method, say hello, that is a string that returns the string of the greeting. So we will just write the simple public class, say hello, that returns the value of the greeting. So this is a say hello and returns the value of the string. In this way, we can write the smart contract in the CSAP and using the Visual Studio. So complete code is found here. I have already demonstrated the complete code. There are some more code samples available on the Stratus GitHub. We can check these. And even the live or the production versions of the contract codes are also available for the public audit, as the blockchain is a decentralized and the code is open source. Anyone can visit, check, reuse. Based on their use cases, they can reuse the contract code also. So here you can get the lots of the other samples, basic provenance contract, bazaar item listing contract, defective component counter contract, digital locker contract, hello worlds that we are learning here, ping pong contract, and the other solutions are available. Once we write the contract code, then we have to validate the whether the contract code is the correct or the not. We have to validate for the format and the determinism. For that purpose, we use the smart contract tool provided by the Stratus group. If you are going to develop the smart contract tool that you are going to deploy on the Stratus blockchain, then you have to use this tool to validate your contract for the format and the determinism. And you can download this project from the Stratus GitHub, and you have to run, and we can validate the contract, and we will create the bytecode of the contract, and the bytecode of the contract will be deployed on the blockchain, meaning that in a .NET application, sometimes we create the DLL, VLL logic, and we deploy the sometimes the full code into the some hosting areas or the hosting panels, or sometimes in the server. But in a blockchain, what we do is once we write the contract, we need to validate it for the format and the determinism. And once it is validated and our contract code is ready, then we have to generate the bytecode of the contract. And that bytecode we will deploy into the blockchain. We will not deploy whole this class or the project or the DLL of this project. We generate bytecode and that we deploy. Okay, I hope you understand. That part I think we will do in the next part of this article series. For today's demonstration, we will learn only up to this one, how to write, how to set up, and how to create the hello world contract using the Stratus smart contract template. So this is for up to today. In next part, we will move forward and we will deploy the contract on the Stratus blockchain, and we will interact, call, and get the more depth knowledge on the contract deployment interaction part. So let me go back to my presentation. So this is all about the today's sessions. Any questions, query? Rishwan, can we
Yeah,
can you please do the question answer?
one of the audience has asked about the sessions recording. So what we will do, we will have the recording of the session. We will publish this in the YouTube channel and we will share this. So you can follow reset.com. There also we will publish, or we have our YouTube channel, Tech with Reset. So there also we are going to publish about this recording.
Yeah,
So
sure. We will share, and you can go to our reset.com. There are lots of the articles available for the learning for the beginner levels that is available. So if you are new to the blockchain, I guess this will be the helpful for you. Beside this, I would like to show the Stratus Academy also. So Stratus has its own academy, Stratus academy.status platform. So this also you can go, you can get the lots of the blockchain related theory as well as the use cases, what is consensus rules, and how we have developed the consensus rules in our core blockchain solutions, what is proof of work, architectural references. So the several details is available here. So beside this, shortly, if there is no questions, we can wait for the few minutes,
mm,
and during that time, I will show this is our status full node. This is our core of the blockchain. So you can go and check this one. If you are a .NET developer, I think you can get a lots of idea about this also. If you have any feedback for the improvement, or if you find any problem here, you can report, and this is a open source. You can fork, and you can create a, PR also. If you find any improvement there, you can create a PR and contribute to this open source also.
yeah. So
Yeah, that's all from me. Any other questions?
Okay. So, Satya, if anybody want to implement, let's say, blockchain, your blockchain in any other application, let's say like Angular or any front end or even in other platform, so how they are going to do this?
Okay, I am. Let me go back to the presentation and show you one time that we have a lots of the development toolkits and the SDKs and that we have provided for the different users. Such as we have a Unity SDK for the Unity developers. So
Mm-hmm.
if you are a Unity developer, Unity Status provides the Unity SDK for the game development. And if you are a game developer and you know the Unity SDK, you can use this SDK and you can build the game using the Unity and our blockchain. So Unity SDK is to
Okay.
develop the game using the Stratus blockchain technology. Additionally, we have a PyStratus for the Python developer. By the name, you can understand. And if you know the Python language, these days several students and most of the academic persons they know the Python. So for them, they can use this SDK and develop the application using the Python language, and they can use this SDK and build the blockchain-based solution using the Stratus blockchain. Similarly, for the smart contract, you need to have a C# and the .NET skill set. Our smart contract you cannot write in the other languages. That is fully based on the .NET. So that is what I would like to highlight. And beside this, we have Unreal Engine SDK. This is also C++ SDK for the game development. If you are a game developer and you know the C++, you can use this SDK and you can use our blockchain into the your C++ language or the application and build the decentralized application. Similarly, we have a JavaScript SDK. If you are a Java developer, a JavaScript developer, I think most of the developers know the JavaScript. You can use this SDK and develop the blockchain-based application. Yeah, that's all.
All right.
Any other questions?
Yeah, thank you, Satya. This was a bit a comprehensive way, like how we can use blockchain in different tools. And also, I assume like we can call API also if you want to use you in front end side. So using
Yes,
the API also, you will be able to integrate with the front end side of applications.
yes, we can. Other whatever you do in the other API integration, similarly, you can integrate the our status blockchain API into your solutions. Actually, I already wrote one article. Hmm, Let me search in. Maybe here in the blockchain, you can get the lots of the article. How I have integrated the status blockchain API into the .NET solution. Okay, Angular applications that is available here.
Mhm.
And also how once we develop the smart contract and deploy into the blockchain network, how we can call that contract into the ASP.NET application. That maybe we can do the last part of this series. Once we get the basic to the middle level, and then we will go to the advanced level and we will learn the decentralized application development in the .NET ecosystem. That is the main core concept of this blockchain development with .NET series. If you continue to watch this series, then you will get the knowledge on that at the end of the series.
All right. Thank you, Satya. So I have shared one screen. As Satya said, like this is not possible to do entire things within one episode or also like one session, because it's going to be, we have to learn first basic terminologies of the blockchain and how to get started with that. So for that, she gave today about the smart contract. That is the place where we start the development of blockchain. And further, we'll be doing more episodes about implementing into different way, implementing into even different applications. So even we will try to host one of end-to-end solution of blockchain, like even how we can implement into e-commerce website. So likewise. So thank you everyone for watching this session, and I hope you might get some idea about blockchain and how to get started. Even if you want to get resources, you can reach to reset.com. You'll find lots of resource on blockchain, what it is in depth, also how to implement it with the .NET, also how can you use it even in Angular. Also, I think Satya has wrote one article how we can implement it into e-commerce website. So you can reach reset.com. And this event is hosted from Cloud Expert Group. This is the link I have shared in this uh, screen. If you want to join this group, you can go and you can visit. Even you can visit and you'll find lots of articles also shared there. And if you have any queries or concern, even in the future, I have shared the LinkedIn account of mine and even the Satya. You can reach us directly to us through this LinkedIn account, or even in the Cloud Expert group. Even there we can discuss about your queries, or you can post the forum there. So likewise. I think this is how we will learn and we will implement blockchain in .NET, and that's it. I think.
Thank you, Rizwan, and thank you everyone attending this session.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll meet on the next series. Okay.
Yeah. So indeed, Satya, you did a wonderful session, and it was bit comprehensive and engaging also. So thank you for such a great session, and hope to have more sessions like this in the future. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, everyone. Bye. Okay.
Bye, and have a good day, good evening, good night.